Funky poodle. Funky poodle, yeah, baby. What's going on, guys? My name is Freeman, and I like to talk a lot, which is no surprise. Do you like my Mark Martin vintage t-shirt? If you know anything about NASCAR, this is Mark Martin's old NASCAR shirt from fucking decades ago, probably around the 80s. And I wear it because I love it, but it is short on me. As you can see, it just reaches my pant line. And if I reach up, you can see my boxes and my stomach. It's because the shirt's really tiny. So on days like today where I'm spending all day at home anyways, I don't care if I have a short shirt on today. Plus, like I said, it's a vintage t-shirt. It's got fucking Pink Panther on it. And whoever that fucking dude is. And that guy who's like a detective or something. I really don't know half the people that's on the shirt, but the back of the shirt's just as awesome as the front. You can see it's kind of wrinkled, so I'm sorry, but yeah, see, it's got the whole gang on there, all being NASCAR pit crew. Yep. So as you can see, it is nice outside because I had the door open. It's actually, my dog is barking because she either saw the rabbit bouncing by or she's trying to yell at me because I'm sitting here. Lay down. Yeah, bark at me, I'll yell at you. Oh, but it was like in the 70s today. For some reason, it felt like it was a million degrees hotter than that. Again, how long we're in Ohio, and how many times do we all complain about how long the cold stays for and lasts forever? Never once want to make it sound like I'm complaining about the heat, because I'm not. It's just simply the fact of we had 80-degree days last week that were hot, but they didn't seem like they were that bad. And then we have a day today where it's like 71 outside, but for some reason it felt like it was way hotter than even in the 80s. I've had my fan running all day. It's still hot as fucking balls in this garage. Put the garage door open, henceforth you can see partially outside over here, but it's still hot as balls outside. I start working tomorrow, and I work 8 to 11, I think it was. I don't know, I have it written down inside, so yeah, I think it's 8 to 11, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, so it's only 3 hours. Tomorrow, 3 hours on Thursday, and then Saturday I have an 8-hour shift that's from 5 to 1 in the morning. So unfortunately, tomorrow, Thursday, and Saturday, I won't technically be on here to stream at my normal time, even though the last week, about now would be week 2, but the last week or two has been very hit and miss, and I've been very busy in life. So it's as much as I try my hardest to make sure that I'm home and I'm ready to start streaming at 9 o'clock, 9 to 11 every night is doable when I'm not busy. But as summer kicks up and I start doing more and more shit, it makes it a little bit harder for me to make sure that I'm here at 9 o'clock. Obviously, I put a high amount of importance to my streams. So like if a friend was like, hey, do you want to hang out? I'd say, hey, okay, well, I would, but I've got a stream tonight, kind of thing. But there are still things that come up in life that naturally, even though I put this at a higher importance rate, these things are much more important. So then I look at it and it's like, yeah, I want to be home at 9 to stream, but if I don't make it, that's fine, just because of the fact of obviously I got more important stuff to do, like actual life stuff. Oops, do not need the heater running. I just accidentally kicked the heater on. Move that out of the way so I don't have to worry about accidentally doing that again, because it's way too hot in this garage to be having a heater running and really be sweating to death. But yeah, so I'm so hot. It's just I get this little breeze every once in a while come through here. And it's like right now it's blowing in and it's like, woo! It feels great, but I'm hot. I'm gonna open this garage door a little bit more. Don't particularly like live streaming with my garage door wide open due to the fact that it makes it so everybody and their brother in my neighborhood can hear me talking. But it's hot, and if any breeze can come in here now that it's late evening and it's obviously getting dark out, and it's getting to the point where eventually it will cool down outside. Any breeze that wants to come in here and help cool me down, I'm all about it, brother. Bring it on. But so yeah, so like last night, I was in the middle of helping somebody move, and as much as I wanted to be home by 9 o'clock, like I said, I was in the middle of helping somebody out with something important. So it was like, oh well. I got home at like 10 or 10:15, somewhere around there, and I was like, I could start streaming now, it'd just be a little bit later, but then I just was like, it's fine. I mean, I try my best to make it here when I can, but obviously it's not like I'm going to lose all my 479 subscribers if I don't happen to be able to be live streaming. So I planted a garden, which actually I recorded a video. I technically have 2 videos I've recorded that still have to get posted to YouTube. I'll probably post one tonight after this live stream. So when I finish the live stream, I'll probably start uploading the next video. And it's just a simple, like every other kind of video. Like I'm just driving around, talking, giving you the DL of my life. But then I recorded another video after that about planting a garden and some hydroponic or aquaponic setup that I'm working on. And this all has to do with, I don't want to make it sound like I'm robbing Joe of his content, because it's not that at all. But I did aquaponics for a couple years straight in a row, and then last year was the first year I didn't do it. I didn't do it because I had every year prior, way early in the season when it was spring, it was so cold, had all these ideas. I had a job that was paying me, so I had time to spend the money to acquire the things I need for aquaponics setup. About every single year I did it, something failed and something went wrong. So, I only had 1 year where I got any form of growth from anything, which isn't the worst thing, because realistically it's teaching me the rights and the wrongs of making aquaponics. So then Joe's been telling me he's been making this aquaponics setup. For some reason I took it as it was this small little setup. Well, when I get on his YouTube channel, because he's told me that like he posted videos of it on YouTube. So I get to his YouTube channel and I realized that this little setup that I thought it was is actually like half of his backyard is full of growth and aquaponics. And I'm like, dude, like that's what I've always wanted. Like I unfortunately live at home with my parents. So even though I do the aquaponics, I can't do a large scale aquaponics setup because it's not really my house. Sure, I could do it. I'm sure my dad would get over me transforming a section of my yard for aquaponics. But the other problem it comes down to, which I actually learned recently while just planting the little tiny garden that I planted, but my dad's got a garden and it's like in the prime location of my backyard. It's like the one spot in my backyard that gets sun all day, right? And then and it's pretty much how the yard is divided, even though it's not really real. It's just like figurative how it feels. But it's like the garage is separated into 2 things. There's that side of the garage where all my dad's stuff is, and this side of the garage where all my stuff is. Well, the same thing. On that side of the garage, on the other side of that wall, is my dad's garden. It takes up the whole length of the garage. So it's like, I don't know, 50 feet maybe. I'd say it's probably less than that, but we'll just go with 50 just because it sounds good. Let's go with 30. It's probably 30 feet. 30 feet long by like 8 feet wide. You know, and it goes obviously all the way there, then 8 feet wide, this way to this way, goes up to where our yard butts into my neighbor's yard next door. And and then where I'm sitting here in the garage, I'm like, even though you can't see it, there's a tree right outside the door of the garage, and it covers the majority of this side of my yard. Like right now, I'm under the branches, even though I'm under a roof of a garage. If you went through the roof of the garage, you'd run into tree branches. And it's a big tree, and it covers pretty much the whole width of the garage. So if I wanted to put a garden on this side of the garage as my own garden, just because like naturally my dad grows things that he A, has grown for many years, so he's very used to the plants, and B, he grows things that we'll actually use. So he grows like, or what that he'll actually use, I should refrain. So like he plants tomatoes, green beans, onions, carrots, and peppers. Okay, so he plants these 5 items in his garden, and he's grown the same 5 items every single year. And then what usually happens is he, will go out and pick the tomatoes regularly. He'll go out and he'll pick the peppers regularly, but he'll slow down on picking beans and carrots to the point where most of them just get wasted. They get left in the ground, and then that's like the farthest they ever travel in life, pretty much, or like grow in life. They just grow really big, and then they sprout, and then they dump their seeds all over the ground, and then the plant dies, and then next year they eventually try growing back. So I want to plant my own garden, but I want to grow things that I'll eat because I don't like tomatoes. I don't like peppers. I love onions and carrots, and I also love green beans. But like everything he's growing is on like all 5 items that he grows is on a family scale. So it's like it grows enough where once a week we can pick stuff off and have that as the particular meal kind of thing. Whereas I want to make it where not only I got some aquaponics stuff going on, but also wanted a small garden in the off chance that my aquaponics failed me again and I didn't actually grow anything. I could still have everything that I have preemptively planned to put in my aquaponics garden in my actual regular small garden. And so I've literally got this tiny little spot. I mean, it's like yay long by yay wide, and there's 2 small sections that are about yay long by yay wide. So I mean, like everything I have is real bunched together, which is going to suck when it comes down to harvesting. Some things might grow big enough that it cuts off and kills other things because it's going to block them from sunlight. I'll have to get to that in the future as we get to it. But I went with potatoes, corn, onions, cucumbers, lettuce, and green beans. And I love potatoes, so I just want potatoes because it'd be so cool to be able to grow your own potato. And on top of that, besides the fact of yes, I can supply my family with potatoes, I can at any moment for like a YouTube video or just for the pure sake of just wanting to eat a potato, I could go out into my garden, pick a potato, and come into the garage and cook it up and eat it, and that's perfectly fine because I grew it. It's my potato. Carrots, same deal. Onions, also same deal. Grew a different kind of onions than what my dad planted because my dad planted 3 different kinds of onions this year. But I got a completely different kind of onion where it's more like a chive than it's an onion, but it's still an onion. Or what do they call it? They they call them bunching onions. So they're more skinny and long, cylindrical type shape than they are actually like a bulb. I got a different kind of green beans than what my dad got. And then I planted celery, which I'm not a salad person. I really don't eat salad. I kind of actually strive away from eating salads. When people ask me if I want a salad, I say no because I'm not a rabbit. And then people are like, what does that mean? And I'm like, rabbits eat grass, but I'm not a rabbit, so I don't eat grass because celery is literally just grass. If you've ever ate grass, which I'm sure most of you are like, no, why would I eat grass? But as a kid, if you can honestly say you never put a piece of grass in your mouth, then you're fucking lying, I feel like. But regardless, I'd eaten grass as a child, and grass tastes the exact same as lettuce does. So it's like, that's what lettuce is. It's just grass. It's just cellulite and fucking water. That's all it is. So I'm not a salad person, but I also hate salads that come from the store. Like I hate iceberg lettuce. It's gross, nasty. The big, thick, weird, leafy green lettuces that you buy when you buy the bags of lettuce and stuff just doesn't seem right. Like it doesn't seem normal. And so I decided I'd buy my own lettuce. Well, the lettuce that I got is let me get you the lettuce over here. Here it is, lettuce. Baby Red Blend is what it's called. And it's a fine selection of red tangle or red tinged lettuces. Yeah, so a fine selection of red tinged lettuces includes 20% of Feralicalysis, 20% of Lola Rosa, 20% of red sales, 20% of red salad bowl, and 20% of Rosa de Trentotero or whatever. I can't pronounce very things well to begin with, but then when you add fucking plants have the most weirdest, obscene names in the world, it's like I definitely can't read it. But yeah, so in other words, this packet of lettuce has actually got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's got 6 different blends of lettuce in the one lettuce packet. So when I pour it out, I'm not really knowing what I'm getting. I'm just pouring out lettuce, and I could get whatever of the lettuce that is in here. But I thought maybe, and this is a pure maybe I might be more inclined to eat a salad if I physically grew my own lettuce in my own garden compared to eating the store-bought lettuce that I absolutely hate. So that's why I opted to go with lettuce in the first place, because I was like, look, I'm not really a big lettuce person, but in the off chance that I might actually enjoy eating a salad that I grow compared to the salad that's grown in the store that I don't like, then maybe that'd be the best choice. So that's what I went with. Also, I always have a backup plan. You always need a backup plan. My parents eat a lot of salad. So worst case scenarios, if I grow these lettuce seeds and I don't like them, or I eat them, I either eat them and don't like them, or I just don't eat them because I'm not going to eat them, kind of thing. I can always still collect the lettuce and give it to my parents, and then my parents can have fresh salads. So that's why we have the lettuce. Like I said, so I have green beans that are different than my dad's. I got bunching onions, which are different than my dad's. I got lettuce, which I've already obviously explained. I've got potatoes, which I explained. I got corn, which is just a sweet corn. And obviously, if you don't like corn, then I'm really sorry because I fucking love corn. Now, because I have dentures, I can't eat corn off the cob because it will pull the dentures out of my mouth. So unfortunately, anymore nowadays, if I want to eat corn, I have to physically like peel the corn off of the cob to eat it, which don't get me wrong, it still tastes the fucking same. It's still corn. So we always buy, like every week or so, my dad goes to a farm, a local farm, and he goes and buys like 24 ears of corn, and then he grills the corn, because actually if you grill corn, it's way better than if you just cook it in boiled water and stuff. So he now grills the corn. After he grills the corn, he saves some on the cob so my mom can have it off the cob, but then they take a whole bunch and they peel it off. and then every night that we eat something, if we want to have corn, then we have corn that we can eat with it. And so one of the years that I tried to grow corn in my aquaponic system and it failed was because I didn't have a thick enough layer of grow media for the roots to grab onto. So all my corn stalks grew up kind of tall, and the moment they got any form of weight to them, they had no roots to hold them in place, and they fell over and they died. So I've now learned that if you're going to do this again, and I'm going to do it with corn again, like I am, then what we need to do is we need to have it set up so that instead of just having a little bit of medium, I need enough medium where these roots can grow at least like, say, 6 inches to a foot down. So that way, no matter how tall they grow, they won't be able to fall over because they have enough stuff to help be held onto. So I also got the sweet corn, which is sitting in. Actually, I have no idea where my corn's at this point in time. It's somewhere in here. It's there. Oh yeah, there. It's over there. It's sitting by my other potatoes. Hello guys, nice to see you. I'm just explaining about my garden and henceforth what I'll be doing for this evening, which is planting plants and planting plant planters. Henceforth, the name of the stream is planting plants and planting plant planters. But then I got cucumbers, okay? I hate cucumbers with a passion. Cannot stand them at all, no matter what. People are like, do you like them pickled? Or, well, let me rephrase that. They like them. Do you like them with vinegar? Do you like them with sugar? Do you like them with this? No, don't give me a damn cucumber. But here's the thing. I love pickles, and pickles come from cucumbers. So it's one of those things where it's like I like the byproduct, but I don't like the product. And another example of this is how I absolutely hate tomatoes. I will not eat a tomato. I will refuse to eat a tomato, but you give me ketchup, I'll eat ketchup, and ketchup is made from tomatoes. So why, it's like I like the pie product of tomatoes, but I hate tomatoes. It's the same with cucumbers. I like what cucumbers can be made into, but I don't like cucumbers on their own. So you might then ask, well, then why would you grow cucumbers in your garden if you don't like them? Because, like I was saying earlier, and Holly and Robbie, you obviously showed up midway through this, so this is a little bit confusing for you. But when it comes to planting a garden, always have a backup plan. So with the lettuce, I'm going to grow the lettuce. I don't like salad. I'm going to grow the lettuce. I'm going to wait until it's mature. I'm going to harvest it. After I harvest it, and I'm going to try it. If I don't like it, then my backup plan is my parents like to eat salads. Then they can eat the salad that I've grown. I have no problem with giving my family fresh salad, even if I don't like it. It'll still be cool the fact that I grew them lettuce that they get to eat. So that's the same thing with cucumbers. So there needed to be a backup plan. I don't like cucumbers, so why would I plant them in my garden? Well, here's the thing. I love pickles. So now I have this goal of I'm going to grow as many damn cucumbers as I can. I'm going to try to convert all of my cucumbers into pickles at the end of the year, which would be cool because, like I said, I love pickles, but I hate cucumbers. So, like, I'll just grow cucumbers, and I'll try to make a whole bunch of pickles out of them. If it fails, then what was the worst thing that happened? I just wasted a bunch of cucumbers that I'm not going to eat anyways. So that's why I bought cucumbers. So that way I can have that. So that's my lineup. And on top of this, I will show you guys the most trippy ass potatoes you've ever seen in your life, okay? So every year I get a different kind of potato to grow because potatoes are awesome. They all pretty much taste the same. Sometimes they have little differences here and there. But check these potatoes out I got, okay? Funky, funky, funky poodle. The camera never really shows up very well for things, but I really hope it works this time. These are, see, it doesn't, this one might not be the best one to show. This one might be a little better, or the second one in my hand. They are purple potatoes, so it's hard to see with this camera, with this camera because of the fucking shitty quality that the camera provides. But these are very dark purple potatoes. And it's to the point where actually the byproduct of like what they grow into is a very purple potato. And so all the vines are all purple. They look black on the camera, but I promise you, they are a neon purple color. and they're awesome. Like literally all these little things here that are white at the end, they're all purple going up into it. These are a real dark purple. That's why they look black, but they're still like neon in sections where you can see a specific section of them. And it's just neon purple. This right here is a really good example of it's like neon purple before it turns into like a black purple up top. And I bought these. I bought 6 of them for that was supposed to be $3.50, and instead I got 6 of them for $1.50 because they rang up as $1.50, and I'm not going to tell the cashier that they rang up wrong, especially when it's less. I mean, if they were more, I probably would have said, "No, these were supposed to be cheaper." But when I'm buying something, being like, "Oh, 6 purple potatoes for $3.50," yeah, I'll go for them. The reason I went for these ones more than any of the other ones is because these ones were growing out of the box. As you can see, these ones have growth, and I got them yesterday. This is what I got them from the store like this. So, I mean, it literally took no time at all, and these ones are already growing out of the box. So I was like, yeah, since I'm behind on planting a garden anyways, it'd probably be smart to buy potatoes plants that are already growing than buy ones that still have to grow. So I went with these purple potatoes. Like I said, the potatoes themselves actually come out as purple. I don't know what happened to the box. It might still be outside somewhere, but if I could find the box before the end of the stream tonight, I'll show you guys, or I'll see what kind of named potato they are, and I'll look them up on my phone and show you the picture of what the potato itself looks like. Because obviously those are potatoes. Those were the purple potatoes that the vines are growing out of. Because a potato is a seed, if you didn't realize. And so it looks like just a plain old potato in camera, just like a brown potato, but it's because this potato is already dried up. When these things are like brand new and they're like just sprouted, the skin of the potato is actually purple itself. And that's really cool. It's supposed to taste exactly like a fucking normal potato. It's just purple. So that's why I was like, all right, we're gonna go with the purple potato. With the foods that I like, I don't have a backup plan because I like them. So it's like I'm gonna eat them. If they grow, I'll eat them. I'll eat the corn. I'll eat the potatoes. I eat the onions. I'll eat the green beans. I'll eat the carrots. I have no problem. Yes, Joe, I have seen your potato tower, your non-purple potato tower, because I have purple potatoes and you have green potatoes. But no, I have watched every single video of yours on your YouTube, and um and you will also enjoy. It probably won't be up tonight because I got another video going up tonight after this live stream. But then the video that will come out probably tomorrow, you will enjoy because it's me planting my garden, and in which case I give your small channel, not to be derogatory like I'm being mean, but obviously you've got like 4 subscribers or something. Um, um, but I give your small channel a shout out and tell people that they need to go check it out if they want to see what you're up to. But obviously you gave me some ideas of some stuff that I mean I was planning on doing this stuff anyways, but I've fallen behind on the year, whereas you have all of your stuff planted already and I am just now germinating, so I'm way behind. So I'm just hoping that I can still get something out of this season. But obviously being broke and not having money, I couldn't buy fucking plants to grow. I might just go with a hydroponic setup instead of an aquaponic setup. And for anybody out there that doesn't know what the difference is, aquaponics involves using fish or some form of watered animal to produce the nutrients that you need for plants. And hydroponic is just water that you physically add the nutrients to, so it circulates through. Just because I talked to Joe yesterday about where he got his fish from and where he got his fish from. I could probably end up getting my fish from the same place, but then while watching a video of yours where you were telling how big your fish was, see, at a fish of that size, Yeah, the ones I went with this year, Joe, which a lot of the plants I picked are pretty similar to the plants I grow every year, but I went a little bit out of my comfort range and got a couple plants I've never actually used before. Um, but the plants that I've got that I am used to are carrots, onions, green beans, corn, and potatoes. The ones that I'm not so sure about are cucumbers and lettuce. I've never grown either one. Now, I watched your videos. I was seeing what you were growing lettuce. So it gives me a little bit of a visual idea of what I'm supposed to be looking for them to be grown, kind of thing. But besides that, I've never grown a cucumber. I've never grown a piece of lettuce before. So those are my new plants of the year is some lettuce and some cucumbers. But from the size of Joe's fish inside of his tank that he's using, the size of tank that I was going to be using for my very small aquaponic system, I'd need like one or maybe two fish, like very minimal amount of fish, because it was not really that much water that the tank that I have can hold. And I again don't have money to go out and buy a bigger tank. On top of that, like I was saying earlier in this video, I don't own my own house, whereas you, Joe, you own your own house. So you turned your whole back strip of your yard into this massive aquaponic system. And I could probably do the same, but being as it's my dad's house, I'm sure he probably would have a problem with me converting a big chunk of our yard into a aquaponic setup. So I'm limited by the space. So I can build a small one, but I couldn't have the fish or your fish are too big for any size that I would need, to the point where if I used a fish your size, I would only need like one or two of them to be good. That's why I was like really hoping somehow I could find like a fish hatchery nearby that sold little baby bluegill, because I could maybe get like 10 bluegill and just wait as they grow up. And as they grow up, I can start harvesting the fish as I go at it, because at a small rate, at them being small, they're still going to poop, but they're going to poop less frequently than as they're big. They're going to eat a lot more, which means poop a lot more, which means that I can always yes, exactly. I mean, the fortunate thing about it is at least it's like I'm trying to grow something that's edible, something that my family could actually eat. You know, if I was like, I'm gonna make an an aquaponic system for trees or something, like that would definitely cross a line. But still, nonetheless, like I said, it's not my house, so I can't turn half my backyard into a goddamn aquaponic setup like I'd like to do. But I currently, right here, as you can see, I've got little starter trays, because I've decided that I'm gonna do a new, trying to reinvent. Like, this is if I make a hydroponic setup, this will be my fourth year ever making one, and I've just completely redone how I've been doing it in the past. So the way I've been doing it now, which just looks out that I have one left sitting over here. But the way I've been doing it now is I've been cutting off the tops of water bottles. Every time I finish a bottle of water, I cut the top of it off. So what I do is I take this drill that I have, which, now that I think about it, I think I took the drill bit out. Anyways, regardless, I take this, I drill a hole, not a very big hole, but a hole in the center of the cap. And I fill this up with dirt, and then plant the seeds inside of it, because this is my starter cup, right? This is where the plants are going to start growing. This behind you, this light you see, this is a plant bulb. I don't know why it makes it a plant bulb, but it's physically labeled as a plant bulb. I'm sure it pushes out UV light and it's warm as fuck anyways. Shit like that. And I have a whole bunch of these cups. You can't really see them because the chair is blocking you. You can see them lining all across there. And what I do is I just rotate them every few hours. I put the next one forward, because the light, unfortunately, the way it's hanging, it only shines on the very last two end ones. So I have to constantly keep rotating these around in a circle. So like each one of them gets the adequate amount of light that it needs. And it just keeps rotating in the circle. And I've got onions, lettuce, and cucumbers. I have six of them sitting here. And those are what I'm going to be growing starting as my hydroponic plants. Let's see. So I don't really have median and or media, however you want to call it. I hear it both ways. People call it median or media, but regardless, Joe uses lava rocks for his, which is just it needs something for the roots to grow down into, so the plant can grow. It can hold itself up because it has enough stuff it can grab onto, and then obviously the water goes through it and it collects the nutrients. But they don't really have anything like that. Then I liked another idea of Joe's where I've seen these online, but I've never seen somebody I know do it, where you take a big round plastic pipe and you drill holes into it, and then you just stick the plant into the hole, and it just grows out of the hole while the water's being going through there and stuff. Well, I start thinking, I'm like, well, this circle is like the same size as the hole you would plug that thing into. So what I'm going to do, or what I'm going to do, is when they start to grow and they actually start to sprout and grow up, obviously as the plant goes up, the roots go down, because the higher up the plant wants to go, the more roots it has to have to hold it in place. So even though I got a little hole to start with, I'm going to then drill out, and I pretty much only put the little hole in there so the plants won't drown when I water them. It just allows the water to drain through the hole. But as I keep watering them, and as they eventually do grow, and the roots do grow into the dirt that is inside one of these cups, it will stiffen up the dirt. It will hold it more in place. Eventually, as all plants do, roots, like I say, they go down. Roots will follow their way down because they're going to go farther and farther. They're going to be looking for the water, and or they also need to have that grip. In which case, I'm going to drill a bigger hole inside the bottom of the cap. I'll probably have to take the cap off and then drill a bigger hole, big enough where the roots can just stick right through. And then when I go and make the actual system itself, not only will I just have to get a pipe that has drill holes into it so the water can flow down it, I can then take these little fucking dirt pod things that I already have plants growing in. Instead of pulling the plant out and sticking them in the hole, I can just stick this down inside the hole, and then there it will grow. So I'll have a tiny little chunk of dirt that will grow through. The roots will go out, stick into the water like they're supposed to. I'll get the aquaponic and or hydroponic set up all the same, but at least they'll have a little bit of dirt that will help them just kind of hold themselves in place. Because as I was saying with my corn, this idea that I'm doing not for the corn, because like I said, as I learned with my corn a couple of years ago, that if you don't have enough area for the corn to hold on to, it only grows like 3 feet tall, and then it's so heavy that the corn falls over because it has not, the roots weren't strong enough to hold it up, and then all my corn died. So making aquaponic corn is an easy task as long as you have something to hold on to. Like I said, this little cup would still not be enough to hold a piece of corn stalk up. You got to think corn grows like 6 to 7 feet tall, and the stalk itself gets like this big around. So, I mean, like, there's no way that this little cup of dirt, even with the hole drilled out at the bottom, would actually physically hold a piece of corn. But then I was also thinking I could take something like this Gatorade bottle that I had sitting here, and could cut it at this ring here and do the corn that way, because obviously much bigger hole, bigger roots, much more dirt, so it actually has more to grab onto initially. Still not 100% on that, or I might just decide just to grow the corn in the ground. Like, just say screw hydroponic corn for now. Wait until I have a setup that's actually like a big scale setup that I can take my time and effort on before I actually try growing corn in it, because it's the biggest problem. But yeah, so planted a small garden. I recorded myself after planting the garden, explaining both the cup theory and the garden itself. Unfortunately, my phone filled up on memory and the video stopped. I was already like getting toward the end of the video, like I was about to end it anyways, but I didn't obviously put an outro to it because it cut off. And as you've probably learned by now, just all of you in general, throughout the years of me making YouTube videos, that I get really tired. If my video stopped me at 12 minutes and told me I was out of memory, I'm not going to delete that video, re-record it, but this time trying to make it so the video ends before 12 minutes comes. I just post the video anyway. So there's going to be a point in this video where I'm like, ha, and it just cuts off because like that's what it was. But like I said, it was at the end of the video anyways. And I was like, am I really going to re-record this whole entire video where I'm going to say all the same shit just so that way I can try to squeeze in a give me a like, subscribe, and and all this stuff. I was like, nah, fuck it. I'm sure most people aren't going to watch the entire video anyways. So even if you do, at least you'll know now why there was a random cutoff is because my phone filled up on memory. But yeah, so I brought in. I started the stream a little late tonight because I was collecting dirt out in my yard. I actually have a giant pile of topsoil sitting next to my garage. It's what got peeled off the top of my yard when this garage got put in. So it's just a very large pile of topsoil. Because as you learn in Ohio, that we only have like 6 inches of topsoil, and that's nothing but clay, nasty dirt from there on out. So topsoil is actually very, very, I wouldn't say rare, but it's a like something you keep around if you can, because you're not going to find it. Like the floor of this garage is all clay because we're in Ohio and everything's clay here. So I scooped a bunch out and I put it into this big container, and then I fill up a little container so I could still make a few more of these pod things tonight as I go. But I bought this big container. It's just one of those old like hermit crab carrier cases. It's like a really small fish tank sized thing. It's clear. You would have put a hermit crab inside of it and it would have lived in there. But when I was forging, anytime that I had you forge for a whole bunch of time. Hello, Rachel. You forge for, I'd forge for an entire day. And then the next day, I went to forge, I'd go through my forge pit and I'd pick out all the pieces of coal that didn't burn, because naturally it's still good. It just didn't burn. And so instead of leaving the little bits and pieces everywhere, I'd always pull them out and put them into a smaller container off the side. Well, that smaller container was this thing. So actually, if you look at the bottom, which is a little difficult to see, but you can see it's real dark under there. And that's because the whole bottom layer, I'd say the whole bottom inch layer of this container is all coal. Old coal. It's like pre-burnt. Some of it's pre-burnt. Some of it was just regular coal. But carbon, as a general, is really good for plants. Plants love carbon. Carbon holds water. Carbon can filter out bad stuff. So I had this whole container, and I'm sitting there thinking earlier tonight. I'm looking at him, going, "There's ant in here. It's a red ant too. Must have scooped up a red ant hill when I was picking this stuff up." But I was like, what should I do with all these little itty bitty pieces of fucking coal that I can't use because they're too small to burn in my forge pit? They'll just fall right through the hole, and then I'll just recollect them, and then so on and so forth. So I'm like, all right, I need something to do with this coal. So I literally just had them sitting outside for the longest time. And then when I was just thinking, like, I have all these plots of my little baby garden I planted with all the different things that I bought. The only two things I have left that I need to plant in my garden are both onions and lettuce. Lettuce and onions. There are two things, because like I said, I want to use them in the aquaponics setup, but in the off chance that I fail at it again, which is a very highly likely thing to happen because I have failed before in the past while using hydroponic and or aquaponic setups. I want to be able to still grow things in a garden, so that way I still get vegetables at the end of the season, or by the end of the season I'm still getting vegetables. So thinking and or looking about what lettuce needs and how it grows and everything like that, I was like, this container right here would be the perfect optimum size to grow some lettuce in. Just sprinkle a little bit of lettuce across the top. Whatever grows, grows. Whatever doesn't, doesn't. It's no big deal. We'll live without it. But then I'm looking at this container and I'm like, it's got all that coal on the bottom of it. I was like, fuck it. So I just filled up all the dirt on top of it. So now it's got really good drainage at the bottom, and it's really good at holding water. So whenever I water this, when the water makes its way through the system or through the dirt and ends up making it to the bottom, the dirt will dry out way before the coal at the bottom does. So it will always hold water, and it will be like perfect for plants. So I just filled this guy up, and so I plan on planting the lettuce in it tonight while we were streaming. And then on top of that, like I said, to make these little specialized cone things that I've been designingly using anyways, I got another little container of dirt over here on the floor that I can take the dirt out of to use for that. And get more and more plants in rotation. Actually, I guess I could just do it now. I'm already here. I've already got the stuff in front of me. Just got to find my lettuce. The lettuce. Actually, you know what? Let's do it a little bit different. I'm going to put one half of this is going to be the lettuce, and the other half of this is going to be onions. I think I'll put probably majority of it as lettuce, because I do plan on growing onions outside in my actual garden plot, but just in the off chance that it would work better. The other problem is a lot of the tree grew through the dirt that I'm using, so I'm pulling out roots left and right. But my lettuce is a blend of 5 different kinds of lettuces, all inside of one lettuce packet. So when I plant it, I have no idea what kind of lettuce I'm planting. I'm just planting lettuce. But it will grow in all different types of colors and kinds and all kinds of stuff. Because like I said, there's 5 different lettuces inside this one lettuce packet. It was actually really cool. I bought this little case. I don't say a case. It was just a plastic envelope pretty much. But it has, I got it sitting here. This is what I bought. It says a starter garden kit. It was fucking $5, which felt was a little expensive, but when you stand in the sections that sell these little envelopes of seeds, the little envelope of one very specific seed was like $1.78. So the $5 that I spent on getting 4 different kinds of seeds actually was cheaper than buying each seeds individually. But like I said, this one came with cucumbers, green beans, lettuce, and onions. And then I bought corn and potatoes separately to grow. Probably. See, the other bad thing with me is I have no real understanding. I mean, like, I know you're supposed to spread things out and actually do what they recommended, but like on here it says you need to have the seeds need to be 1/4 inch into the dirt, and they need to be spaced out by 8 inches. I just dumped a whole bunch of them all around each other, so like they're not 8 inches apart, and that's like my downfall of I don't really pay overly attention to what I'm really planting them. So when I do get plants, they're usually a large amount of them in a very small confined area, because I've decided to plant 8 of them all within like an inch of each other, where they're supposed to have like a foot between them or something. So, but like I said, this that I'm doing here, this is just purely the overflow of my garden and my aquaponics, so that way I can ensure that I do grow something by the end of the season. I got this little fish tank plot here. Oh shit. Well, we're gonna have a fuck ton of onions, I'll tell you that. Holy shit. About 40 of them just come rushing out of this thing because they're really tiny seeds. Everything seed-wise is always so fucking small. But now we are done. It was that easy. All we had to do is put some dirt in a container, kind of spread the dirt around, dump the seeds in on this side. We got lettuce on this side, onions on this side. Ballin'. Now, if I could, I don't know where it's at, but if I can find my Sharpie that I was using to label things yesterday. It's got to be somewhere in the garage, and I don't know where that somewhere could be. But I'll find it. Eventually, I'll find my Sharpie. Found it. Told you. Only a matter of time. So now, since this container could be used for something else in the future, but I'm not really that worried about if it is or if it isn't, I'm just going to draw a kind of black line down through the center of this thing, and we're going to put an L on this side, and we're going to put an O on that side, meaning lettuce and onions, which you couldn't really see that, so I apologize. But there you go. There it is, lettuce and onions. You still can't see it, but at least now you know what I'm talking about. So these will go back here with the rest of this stuff. Really hope my corn sprouts, because it is corn takes the longest to sprout out of anything. And the excitement of growing your own foods so I can eat them one day. For all the excitement of tomorrow, I start working tomorrow. So here's the thing. I said it in the description, and unless you guys physically read the descriptions to these videos when I post them, which I sure most people don't, henceforth why I really don't put much of a description for most of my videos, because I'm like, I watch people's videos all the time, and I never read the description. So, like, and the only time I ever read the description is somebody's like, oh, I put a link to something in the description. Then I go into the description so I can find that link if I'm trying to get somewhere. Besides that, I never read the description. So I assume that most people are like me and they don't read my descriptions. It would only make sense. So I said this in my description, but still, I start working tomorrow, and I work tomorrow from 8 to 11. And then I work Thursday 8 to 11, and then I work Saturday from 5 in the afternoon to 1 in the morning, which is an 8-hour shift. So I'm going to work 2 3-hour shifts back to back, and then I have an 8-hour shift on Saturday, which I'm not trying to say that like that's a lot of time or anything. I'm just meaning it's like I get 2 smaller days to kind of like get used to delivering and all this other stuff, and then I have a fucking full 8-hour day, which I'm actually quite excited for the 8-hour day because I should make good money in tips for 8 hours of delivering pizzas. I would sure as hell hope so, at least. So but obviously that screws up streaming, because obviously if I do it from 9 to 11 and I'm working from 8 to 11, I'm not going to be able to stream. Yeah, sure, I could probably get home at 11 o'clock at night after working and then live stream for an hour, but obviously if I'm getting off at 11, that doesn't mean I'm going to be home at 11. I probably won't even be home till like 11:15. And by the time I got home and, sat down to relax, then open my computer where I could stream at probably 11:30. It's like, I know most of you aren't trying to stay up till 12, let alone stay up past 12. So like starting stream probably don't make sense or really need to be worried for most people. So it's like, I don't know if maybe I'll stream tomorrow during the day sometimes, which I mean also sucks because I know for everybody that's working. Yes. Well, you have to like Domino's, because I'm working at Domino's. So if you like Domino's pizza, you can definitely call and have me deliver you pizza, because I've already got a whole bunch of people, my other friends, that are all like, oh, I fucking love Domino's. I'm going to start ordering there all the time now I know that you're working there. So, but, so I don't know. I might do a stream that's earlier than when I have to work, like tomorrow. Being as it's 8 to 11. Was it 8 to 11 tomorrow? See, and that's where I'm all confused. Yes, it's 8 to 11. 8 at night to 11, maybe I start the stream at, yeah, but see, that's a good point. If I start at 8 o'clock, I can't end my stream at 8 o'clock. I don't know. We're either not going. Oh, well then, Joe, I will be coming to your house to deliver you pizzas. But yeah, so Maybe I stream tomorrow at some point. Probably won't be a 2 hour chunk, but it will be at some point in time. I understand that most of you probably won't make it because you're coming home from work or it's just the middle of the day, so you're probably doing something with your life. I totally understand. But, if I want to try to keep doing daily streams, it's going to screw me up with the time that I've picked. And since I'll have nothing going on during the day, it would make more sense to me if I just live stream during the day, um, and at least got it done than if I wait or if I decide just not to do it. Because then Wednesday and Thursday, same days. Then I have Friday off, but then Saturday night I work 5 to 1 in the morning. So that's a big chunk of time that I would be live streaming at some point during, and I'm not gonna get off to 1 in the morning, and I'm sure everybody wouldn't be watching me if I decide to start live streaming at 1:30 in the morning, when I got home and was ready to stream. But um, uh, I need to grab our official sponsor. Or my bad. I just lied. I called them the official sponsor when they're not. Fucking bug won't die. I've stepped on it like 8 times and the motherfucker just keeps running. Like, what the fuck? What are you? Oh, I got him that time. He dead now. Our unofficial sponsor, Mountain Dew. Nice and cold. Went in and got it right before I started streaming. You guys, if that's the case, I feel like you guys are going to start ordering pizza like all the time. You guys are going to get sick of Domino's pizza if you order it that much just to have me come deliver it to you. But definitely, if you wanted to try to save me, I would definitely suggest ordering pizza Saturday night, because with 8 hours and being as I haven't worked an 8 hour shift at any job in a very long time now, it's going to suck. It's going to be I'm definitely glad I got 2 days of working 3 hours before working this 8 hour shift, just because it's like I'm not really used to it. So if you want to save me, you could definitely order a pizza and let me show and deliver to your house so I can have a little bit of ease in my day, in my night. But I was like, think about that. I was like, what? I guess I'll use you, Joe, and Rachel. Both of you right now. I mean, realistically, Holly and Robbie, if you guys are still both here and watching, and you want to answer, you can answer as well, because I'm not trying to exclude you, but I'm just trying to say of like, in theory, like just not somebody just as a whoever's delivering the pizza to you, how much money do you typically tip somebody? Because I make obviously the majority of my money through tips. And so I'm trying to think of I'm like, well, if I got $5 from every house and I worked an 8 hour shift and I delivered 20 pizzas, that'd be $100 just in tips, which is awesome. And I'm realistically getting paid hourly, but it's only a measly $5. So I mean, I'm only gonna make like $25 in 5 hours, kind of thing. But still, the fact of I'm just trying to figure out, and I'm like, I understand sometimes people tip more and sometimes people tip less, but I'm just trying to understand, I don't order pizza ever. I've never ordered a pizza, to be honest. So I don't tip people. So I don't understand what an average tip is. So now I just want you guys as a whole to tell me on average what you would tip somebody to deliver you pizza, just so that way I can get a better grasp of an idea of how much generally I might make from delivering pizzas. Now, obviously, my other friends that know that I'm working for Domino's and stuff were all like, "Oh man, I'm gonna order pizza. I'm gonna tip you $20 which would be extremely kind and awesome. But obviously, I'm not expecting that everybody in this world is gonna give me $20. If I was making $20 in tips and I did 20 in one night, how many is that? Let's see. Matt's got bad math skills, so let's see if I can. That'll be, how much would that be? 20. Okay, well, you can't use percentages, Holly, because I ain't no mastermind in math. I'm trying to figure out what 20 times 20 is, and then my brain's screwed up with that. So I feel like it should be a lot. Yeah, but see, 10% of what? Like, I don't. Even when it goes, okay. Here's the other thing, which Rachel knows firsthand because she's been with me to realize I don't tip people. Okay, it's an asshole flaw that I have. I understand this. Um, it's 400. See, I kept going up with 200, and I was like, that don't seem right. That I don't think that's right. But that 400, that makes sense. If I made 400 night or $400 a night delivering pizzas, I would probably deliver pizzas till the day I died because that'd be a lot of money in one night. Um, but I yeah. But I mean, regardless, I'm just like, see, yeah, but see, that's 10% of what your total amount that you spent. You're using 10%. Yeah, so you're saying that if you only bought $10 worth of pizza and I brought it to your house, that you're only going to hand me $1? Because that's not very much money. I'm driving around and I'm making money, and you're going to give me $1? I'm really also going to wonder how long my Explorer lasts for. I mean, she's a good truck. She's lasted this long, but she's broken. She has broken things on her. She makes noises already. And obviously, the money that I get, I'm going to start dropping instantly into fixing the Taurus. So that, or the Taurus, God, I still got the Taurus on my brain because it's just my, um, but so I will start fixing the Explorer. She just needs a new front end. Like, she needs the whole shebang. She needs strut arms and fucking all that other shit. I'm not mechanic, so I don't really know all the names, but I know what they are: control arms, stuff like that. Just she needs fixed, and then she'll make less noises when I drive her. But doing 8 hours of driving my truck around, oh man, she's gonna be struggling a little bit. I promise that much. So that's why she need to be fixed ASAP, Rocky. Um, but yeah, so I don't know. It's weird because like on all other jobs I've ever had, I've always been kind of like anxiously excited to start, and then this job tomorrow, I'm just like I'm driving around like I don't know. It seems like you got the pizza at the pizza or the people at the pizza place. Okay, so you order the pizza from the pizza place. Now you got the people who got to get the dough out and they got to make the pizza, then they got to cook it, and they're doing other orders on top of that. Like literally, I understand that they told me that there are like if there's downtime, there are certain things that I got to do. Like I got to mop the floor, I got to do this, I got to do that, just like small end stuff if it was like not busy. But being as the quarantine shit's still kind of going down and everybody's ordering pizzas like crazy, probably not going to have a ton of downtime, which means literally for 8 hours, I'm just driving to people's houses. Like that to me isn't really that like, I don't want to say exciting, but it's not really something to make me all like, oh, I got to start work tomorrow. It's just like I get to go drive around for 3 hours tomorrow. Um, yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, the other thing is like, I mean, my phone's already full on memory. I want to try and delete, you know, as much stuff off my phone tonight. So that's why I want to get the one video uploaded that I know is like a 20-minute long video, and then the video of my garden I'll be posting. Then after that, that will be up probably tomorrow, but before I go to work, kind of thing. But I want to try to get as much clear off my phone because unfortunately you have to be paid by YouTube before you can live stream on your phone, which kind of sucks. Um, but if I get like an order, guess it's true. I'm just thinking about the fact of, I don't know. Maybe I'll bring my GoPro instead. Maybe I'll use my GoPro. I was just thinking, like, I'd like to make a video while I'm out running about. It'd be a good way of, like, killing the in-between times. Like, if I get, like, 5 orders I got to go deliver and, and then I got to go bounce from each one. But I forgot I got to have my phone for GPS so I know where I'm going. And obviously, if I'm using GPS on my phone, I can't be using it to record a video as well. So it might just be easier to use my GoPro. I might have to ask Rachel to allow me to borrow her sucky mount so I can use my GoPro case and actually like have it attached to my window looking at me, so that way I don't have to like try to figure out where to hold it, because I don't have any mounts. The only thing I have is this case for my GoPro, and I know Rachel's got the suction cup mount thing that would allow me to like have this thing mounted to my window. But but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to make people pay me a whole bunch of money just for the fuck of it. People want to pay me, but here's the thing: I'm a people person. Like my mom said. Mom said you probably get good tips just because I'm a person who can talk to anybody. I have no issues talking to anybody. So, I just gotta be friendly. And obviously, I'm not sure how they do this whole delivering pizzas in the middle of a quarantine, because I know that some pizza places bring it up to your doorstep and leave it on your doorstep, and then you come out and get it, and then you lay the money down, and then after they walk away, then I would walk up and grab the money, kind of thing. But at the same time, then there's been other pizza places that have delivered to my house where the guy just walks up to the door with the pizza. So it's like, I don't really know exactly what I'm supposed to do with all that. I'm sure tomorrow when I go to work, they'll probably explain to me, like, hey, this is how you're supposed to do this. If not, then I've never done it before, so I have no idea what I'm doing. So there's one thing where it's like, obviously the guy knows I've never delivered a pizza before. And so, I don't know. I just thought maybe he'd have some form of instructional, like, hey, this is what you got to do in your job, and this is how we do it. But he never has done that. So it's like, I literally have no idea. Like, I have a general idea of how it probably happens, but I have no, like, actual confirmation of this is how we do it. This is how we do it. This is how you got to do it. So I don't know if it's up to like the person's discretion. Like if you're worried about getting sick, you would just set it down. I've got a mask, but no one's also told me if I have to wear a mask while I'm doing it. It's just like there's all these like questions in the air. Like if I'm the only person delivering pizzas for the entire night, then that means I got to do everything fast. I got to get up to everybody's house. I got to drop off their pizza so that way I can quickly get back to the store to pick up the next orders that have to go out. And if that's the case, I'm a very responsible driver. I don't go over the speed limit. I do the speed limit. I obey the traffic laws and like all this stuff. So like it's got me thinking, like, are they going to get all pissy with me because like I'm not getting back there really fast? Because it's like I'm not going to break the fucking wall and speed so these people can get their goddamn pizzas. I'm going to fucking make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing and not getting tickets for it, the safe way. I just, because, but like I said, we don't know. Dom, we got ourselves. Robbie was a Domino's person himself. Now I'm going to learn from an expert. I'll just tell people, I'll be like, I'm new at this. This is my first time ever doing this before. and this whole coronavirus, everything going on, I got laid off work and I haven't been working for the last couple months, and now I have to deliver pizzas, and maybe that will get me my sympathy money. They'll be like, oh, poor kid, here's an extra $5. And I'll be like, woo, $5. The other thing that's really weird is like the government doesn't know how much money I'm going to get. So it's like, if I work this pizza job, obviously I should really still be out there looking for like a real full-time job kind of thing. But if I did just pizza delivery for the rest of this year, at the end of the year, I guarantee I won't make enough through the government, like with the taxes and everything that's got to get taken out of my money, to file taxes at the end of the year. But you're obviously supposed to claim how much money that you make during tips, because you're still making money for tips, but they don't know. Like, it's just one of those things where I feel like, is that how pizza delivery guys always show up in those fancy fucking cars, is because they don't file taxes every year, because they're just like, oh, I only made like $12,000 in my job, and they're really just making like hundreds and hundreds of dollars that just get untaxed the whole time because of the fact they just never explain their tips. Like, because like I said, a tip is mine. Like, I don't have to go to work and be like, look, guys, this is all the money I made. Like, I just take the tip and I put it in my pocket, and that's mine. I don't have to split taxes with or tips with nobody. Yes, I will get paid $5 an hour hourly, on top of also $1.50 every time that I leave the store to make a delivery. Now, the guy said, yeah, then how does that work? So if they make a credit or debit and it's on the receipt, does that mean at the end of the night the pizza company will just hand me a certain amount of money because that's the money I would have made in a tip? Or like, how does that stuff work? Because I like I said, I don't know nothing how I'm doing this. But yeah, the guy said every time I take a or every time I have to make a delivery, I'll get $1.50 on just not like hourly $1.50, but I'll just make $1.50 extra. So like, I'm $5 an hour, and then every time I leave, I get an extra $1.50 for the delivery. But does that also then mean that that's for every delivery? So if I left and had to go do 5 stops, that I'm going to make $1.50 for each stop that I have to make? Or is it simply like, I'm only going to get $1.50 for leaving once, but I do 5 deliveries, and then I come back and I get more pizzas and stuff, and then when I leave again, I'll get another $1.50. The $1.50 apparently is supposed to be like your gas credit shit. Oh, no shit. Okay, well, that's cool. Like I said, I've just never done anything like this before. I've never had a job that pays like this, so I have no idea. So I guess that's kind of cool too. If I'm leaving, if I'm like, I make, say, I'm just using big numbers for the mere sake of using big numbers. Say I made $100 in cash tips one night, and then they went to cash out and they were like, here's an extra $50 in tips that you made. That'd be pretty dope. As I see it, is when I worked at Fast Forwarding for 9 years, when I left, I was making $88 a day when I worked there. And obviously it was in a check, so I had to wait 2 weeks to get the money, but still $88. And if I can work anywhere and make more than $88 in one night, then I'm stoked. So even if I leave with like $50 of cash and then I still made like, $30 for working like 6 hours kind of thing, like I'd still end up making like the same, if not close to what I was making in a normal day job anyways. But if I can make $100 in cash off tips on top of the little money that I am going to get hourly too, like, fuck yeah, like that's hella good. And I work till 1 a.m, Robbie. So I think of all the times of all the people I've hung out with that we all get super fucking drunk, and at like 11 or 12 o'clock at night, we're like, let's order a pizza. And then we order a pizza and the pizza man comes out. And we're always like, man, that's crazy. He came out at fucking 12:30 at night, give us pizza. Like, I'll be working till 1, so I'll be that guy. So I always remember my friends would always tip good because they'd be like, oh, I'm sorry, just drug you out here at 12:30. But I agree. I feel like Saturday is probably going to be a good night. That's why I think they scheduled me for a couple hours tomorrow and then a couple hours on Thursday and then a whole bunch of hours on Saturday was just kind of like just get a feel for how you're supposed to do it and how the flow of everything goes for the first two, days, and then Saturday you're getting a full fucking schedule and we're gonna see how you do. At least that's how I feel like they're setting me up like. Um, I had to shut my garage door. Holy shit, $100 from one single tip? That's a lot of money. See, the thing that's like going to be hard to think about is like, so if I leave tomorrow, I doubt in 3 hours I'm going to have $100 in tips. But just say I left tomorrow, I had $100. I'm only going to make $15 in actual wages because $5 an hour for 3 hours is going to give me $15. Then the extra $1.50 that I get per delivery or per time leaving kind of thing, whatever. So say it comes out and I made $25 from regular pay through the job. So at the time I get my paycheck, I'm only going to get a paycheck for like $100 or maybe $150. But it's like, as like my mom was trying to tell me, I got to remind myself that, yeah, okay, I might receive the $100 tip, but that doesn't mean I can just run out and spend that money because I got to save it because I know that when I get my paycheck, it's going to be very small and I do still have bills and stuff that come out that I need money for. So I'm going to have to save it, but I won't lie. It's going to be hard if I'm rolling out of there with $100 in my pocket to not want to go out and spend it because I have $100. I haven't been working in so long. When I get money again, I feel like I'm going to just start throwing money in the air because I'm going to be like, hey! Because I haven't had money to spend for a while. I'll tell you what, though, tomorrow. Okay, wait. What time I get off tomorrow? 8 to. Oh, I work till 11 o'clock tomorrow. Well, tomorrow's Wednesday. Rachel's last day of work is Wednesday. So, okay, Friday, Rachel, I'm coming over to your house on Friday, okay? I'm coming over to your house. I'm getting your sucky thing for my GoPro if you allow me to take it. And on top of that, I'm paying you your $16 because I will have it. And obviously it's number one on my scale right now. I borrowed $16 from Rachel 2 months ago. Well, it's not really been a full 2 months, but 2 months ago for Xbox. Still number one priority of needing to be paid off. So as soon as I get the money, I'll be able to pay you. But like I said, I'd have to come over at 11 o'clock on Thursday. And so I feel like that's really fucking late. So it just sounds just as easy to just fucking come over on Friday when I know you're not working and I won't be working either. So it just works out better that way. But I got a ball out of control, guys. I'm going to do a Friday night stream. I'm going to buy a whole bunch of alcohol and I'm going to get wasted. Yeah. I was going to say, wait, maybe not. But then I can, because if I get wasted on Friday night, I don't got to work till Saturday at 5. So I should easily, even if I got a hangover, the hangover would be way gone by 5 o'clock and then I'd be good. So, well, like you did DoorDash as like you drove for DoorDash or you just like, or like what? But I'm assuming that's what you meant because you say we made $90 in 2 hours, but that's fucking dope. $2 or $90 in 2 hours. That's a lot of fucking. It's a lot of fucking money. But I am. I'm excited for the money. Not so much not so much excited for the work itself. I'm just excited for that money. You know what I'm saying? I have no problem with people. There's only one person in this entire world that I could think about that if I had to deliver pizza to their house, I probably would just throw the pizza away and then tell them that, man, I don't know what happened. I took it to a house and they paid me. I mean, or, they took it. I would make up some excuse for it or something, because there's only one person in this world I hate more than anything that I would refuse to go to their house, but works out that live another town over from me, and I don't think that I'd have to deliver to them. Robbie, I love how you jumped in. Out of everybody that was here that could have said something, and Robbie's the one that was like, yeah. But yeah, and so besides that, the only thing that I think might be awkward is the sense of, like, if my old boss that laid me off right before Christmas, if I had to go deliver a pizza at his house, he'd be like, "Oh, so this is what you're doing now," and I'd be like, "Yeah, asshole, you laid me off. Now I'm delivering pizzas." But I realistically did work other construction jobs after working with him. It's just the mere fact of that I can't, as of now, due to the stupid coronavirus. So now I am delivering pizzas. Well, Robbie, I appreciate it regardless. Any any fellow man that's also got my back, I appreciate you, brother. But yeah. Wow, it's funny because I just looked at the stream and I'm like, all right, it's been an hour and 20 minutes. So we got like 40 minutes. I forgot I fucking started late. I just looked up at the time and we've only got 25 minutes until stream's over. And I'm like, oh. Yes, Rachel. You are correct. Look, I don't control the chat. That's your guys' job, That's like I make you guys. You know what? Let's just, Robbie, brother, my brother from another mother. You, my friend, have just been upgraded to a moderator. Woo! Let's everybody give Robbie a round of applause. Now he officially has a blue name and a wrench, and it's getting to the point now where I think everybody who watches my live streams becomes a moderator. But you deserve it. You deserve it, Robbie. I'm clapping for you, man. I'm clapping for you. Next thing you say, you'll have a blue name and a wrench, which means that you have full control of my chat now. So you guys are moderators, so you guys control the chat. And then one day in the far future, when Matt has 10 million subscribers and we're live streaming and we have 1 million people watching my live stream, then you guys are the ones who get to control the chat. But yep, Robbie is now a moderator. Moderator! We've got 5 moderators. Well, let's think about this. So Mike's a moderator, Rachel's a moderator, Joe's a moderator, right? Joe is a moderator, right? I hope so. Yeah, Joe's a moderator. I thought so. Holly's a moderator and Robbie's a moderator. So I'd say that's our 5. That's our guaranteed 5 moderators that we have in chat. But we also have Michael, who's one, and we also have Martin, who's one. But they are very infrequently showing up to streams anymore nowadays. So I'm almost thinking like maybe I should demote them and make them not moderators anymore. What do you guys think? Should I demote Michael and Martin to not be moderators anymore, to try to incentivize them into showing up to the live streams so as they can become moderators again? Or should I just... Yeah, I said Mike in the beginning, but Michael, see, I got Mike and then Michael. We got two of the same names. Unfortunately, go by different names. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're never here, so why are they moderators for my channel if they're not even here? Now, Mike, Mike's never here usually to begin with. He shows up every once in a while, and I'd never truly expect Mike to ever be a real moderator. Like I'd never expect Mike to like delete chat or do this or do that. You know what I'm saying? Like Mike, I just don't see Mike being that involved in anything. But it's still the fact of he's sad that one day that everybody in the chat had blue names but him, so I made him moderator. So Mike's the only like what would you call that? Like freebie, I guess. Like it's not really the best word to use, but he's like Mike gets a moderator position even though he has zero responsibility as moderator, just to give him that feeling of he's just as special as everybody else with a blue name. But everybody else, if you don't show up, then you're not moderator. All right, we've made it. It's decided. Michael and Martin no longer moderators. And unfortunately, I can't unmoderate them until they show up again. So next time they show up, I'm unmoderating them. And when they go, why? I'm going to be like, because you don't show up anymore. It's funny because I could put like the same like little fist bump emoji in the chat like you guys are all doing for your moderators unite that Joe put in, but unfortunately, because of how shitty this computer is, the moment that I click on the emojis thing, it takes so much internet out of my computer that it crashes my stream. I've found this out prior in the past, so I can't post emojis. Actually, wait a minute, I might be able to. I might be able to post. I've never really thought about this, but I could pull up my phone and go to YouTube and then go to my stream, and then I should be able to post them through there. I'm not swearing to this either. This is just a thought. It's just a thought. Hey, do you guys want to hear of another monumental moment that I would like to thank each and every one of you for? So as we've discussed this many times in the past, the two things that you have to have YouTube require you, or that YouTube requires you to have before YouTube will pay you, is you need to have 1,000 subscribers and you need to have 1,000 hours watched a year of your content. So as much as I'm trying to get 1,000 subscribers, and it's a very, very slow process, we're almost shy. We're like 20 shy of having 500. So we still need 520 subscribers until we even get to that moment of having 1,000 subscribers. But here's the thing, guys. We're not even halfway through the year, and I already have 489 hours watched as of yesterday. 489 hours watched of my content just this year in the amount of time that we have. So that's mainly because of all of you guys who show up to these streams and you sit here and you talk to me. You're obviously adding watch time into this equation. Henceforth, when I end the stream, it tells me you had 3 to 9 hours of time watched of your stream. And that obviously gets added to the all-around total number for the year. So as of now, as of the way where we're at, if I continue to stream every night and I continue to post random videos as I go, like I have been doing, that before the end of the year, I should easily have 1,000 hours watched, like out of with probably 2 months, 2 months left of the year, I should be at 1,000 hours. So if we can somehow figure out a way to get me 520 subscribers, your boy will get paid from YouTube. And obviously, as YouTube had to change all their shit, I don't know how much they start paying you from the get-go, but I'm sure it's got to be a decent amount. And so I can start upgrading. I can get a new computer, and I can make these live streams more epic, and there'll be all kinds of cool. So that's where we're at in life. That's where I'm hoping we can get there in life. But I mainly wanted to thank all of you guys to begin with, because obviously with you guys showing up and watching my streams all the time, you are the people that are obviously adding to my watch time. And we are quickly gaining our way almost to 1,000 hours watched. Like I said, to the point within like 4 months from now, we should easily be at like 800 to 900 hours watched. I'm getting like 30 hours a day. Or wait, no, it'd be 30 hours a week. that I'm getting. So I mean, like that's impressive. That's impressive, and I don't feel very impressed by most of my YouTube stuff. Not to say that I'm humbled by it, but I know that I'm not famous like everybody else in this world. Um, when it comes to YouTube and stuff, but aha! Okay, so I posted in chat, but it took my live stream way longer to catch up than when I had posted it. But regardless, I threw a dab in the chat and dab on them. But yeah, so we are well on our way to making up that 1,000 hours, and then obviously, if we get to the 1,000 hours watched, all we need is 1,000 subscribers, and I'll start making money off YouTube, in which I can dump all the money that I'm making from YouTube into YouTube. That's like my whole goal. Dump all the money at first into YouTube, into the sense of like, oh, don't you even fucking dare. Okay, I, okay, I'm just gonna leave that. There's but you know, I can upgrade my computer, and I can start making everything so it's a lot better, quality's better. If I can actually get a computer that works besides this big hunk of junk here that decided to still not work for me. I actually haven't tested it in like 2 or 3 days. Just been letting it sit because, like I said, the last time I let it sit for like 2 months, it decided to work again out of nowhere. So I figured maybe if I just let this sit, maybe the computer will randomly be like, yeah, no, we're gonna work. I'm almost half tempted to try it now. I mean, I could try it now, but I feel like it's just gonna not work, and I'm just gonna be yet again depressed that my computer is broken. But like I said, it sat for a few days, so I mean, it should maybe work right. It won't, but it's a thought process of what could work. I could exit out of my stream, so I'm not lying and making it seem like I'm still here watching my own video when I'm not. This works, I don't know what I'm gonna do, because then I'm gonna want to play video games on it, and actually, if it works, I guess probably I'm sorry, you're gonna see a bunch of my shirt here for a second until I get this HDMI cable hooked up into the correct position, but I'll probably just I can't see. Found it. I'll probably just go into my like. All right, goodbye, Rachel. Have a good night. Hey, make sure you guys like this video if you haven't already, just because the likes also add to everything. Like it's views, watched, and they also go on likes. So the more likes I get, the better my videos. Like the more likes I get, the more likelihood that YouTube is to post my live streams on their main like page channel for somebody else to pick, because it's all based on how many likes versus dislikes and all this other stuff. But yes, and that's why I usually hate hounding everybody for likes. At some point, I always have to remind everybody in live streams like my shit, because I don't want to hound people for it, and I really don't feel like I should need to like ask for it. Like if somebody liked the stuff, I feel like they should just naturally like it. But I know you guys like this stuff, and you sometimes just forget. So that's why I like to remind you guys to make sure to like my videos. That way it helps me out. And then on top of that, I know that I'm only asking people who already enjoy the stuff just to like it. That way I'm not like hounding everybody in the world like, you better like this video. All right, here's the moment of truth, ladies and gentlemen. I'm nervous. I don't want to press the button. I pressed the button, but guess what? There's no power, so it's not going to work anyways. All right, now it's a moment of truth. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Well, it came on, and it's spinning up, but oh, what? Wait. Wait, what? SATA port 1. Yeah. Please enter setup to recover BIOS settings. Oh, yeah. No keyboard detected. Well, here's the thing. The computer worked, and it's on the screen. I'm sorry for the glow. It's the damn computer being bright that you're seeing. But it's working. You can actually physically see what's on the screen. But here's the thing. We unplugged the battery of the computer so it would erase the BIOS, and because it erased the BIOS, now the computer come on and it's like, you have no BIOS. Whoops. Whoopsies. It's been 1 week since you looked at me. I'm gonna plug you in because you haven't worked right for a couple weeks, and or a couple days. I'm really sad. All right, let's slide the Xbox back here because the Xbox is on top of my computer. So I can plug this here keyboard and mouse into it. I'm a little bit surprised, but I'm also waiting for the moment that my computer instantaneously stops working, because that would make sense that it would stop working at some point henceforth. Why it wasn't work? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Screen just went black. Yeah, it's been. Well, the screen went black, which it could have just, I guess, gone into sleep mode, but something tells me it says no signal, and something tells me it's saying no signal because it has no signal, like the thing just died. And I do believe that's what just happened. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. My computer worked that long. It came on enough to say, that's another funny point. I wonder if it's a power issue, because a lot of times when people say with these Radeon fucking graphics cards, that a lot of times the computer doesn't have the adequate amount of power to supply the the graphics card, and that's what causes crashes. And I have to admit that every time I turn my computer on and it works, I have nothing plugged into the top USBs. And every time I plug something into the USB, the fucking thing crashes. So it's almost now got me wondering if that means that when I plug in these front USB ports, it's drawing that much extra power to redeliver the power to the front USB ports, that it sucks it out of the power that the Radeon was getting, and that's why it stops working. I don't know, though. It's like I said, it's working, it's spinning, but now my fucking TV says no signal, as it was already doing beforehand, and it's still continued to not working, even though I just plugged that stuff in. So, interesting. Computers are a pain in the ass. They're confusing, and every time you think you might know what's wrong with it, you really don't. I mean, we already discussed and figured this out a long time ago. I am pretty sure that my fucking graphics card's dead, but it's just merely the fact that I'm still to this day trying everything in my fucking power to do whatever I can to fucking get this thing to work, so I don't have to buy another goddamn graphics card because they're expensive. But obviously it ain't working, so it's furthermore proving that it is just indeed my graphics card broken. I'm going to attempt to turn this on again, even though it wasn't working a second ago, so it would make no sense to think that all of a sudden it's going to work again. But a man can dream, okay? A man can dream. Work. Now, come on. Oh, it came up. Okay. F1. F1. Oh my God, my BIOS thing came up. Uh, uh, uh. Okay, wait. Okay, this is all CPU shit. I don't give no fucks about my CPU. It's been 1 week since you looked at me. Okay, so I either turn it to power saving mode, I have it on normal mode, or I turn it up to ASUS optimal, which means I overclock it. And that would be kind of dumb due to the fact that everything's not really working right to begin with. So it probably wouldn't make much sense to overclock everything. But wow, look at this. My CPU is only running at 1.356 volts, and it can run up to 3.3. So that's pretty dope. My CPU temperature is 114 degrees Fahrenheit. I mean, I know computers get hot, but this thing just came on. How is it that hot already? The motherboard temperature is 82 degrees. Let's overclock the fans, because I can do that. Come on, how do I overclock it? Click on optimum use. What? Okay, so apparently oh man. What is going on here? My fans are freaking out here. Well, let's just go back to that. Can I not change these from here? Let's go to advanced mode, maybe advanced mode. Enter advanced mode? Yes, I would like to go to advanced mode. So I've got DDR3, which is really not, I mean, it used to be super cool. It tells you the whole build of the whole computer right here. Build date 6/26 of 2015. So I was right. My computer is 5 years old and not 4 years old. Regardless, it still lasted for 5 years. But it's an AMD FX 8350 8-core processor. What I got, which 8-core processor is huge, and it's why the computer is amazing. I've got a total of 8,176 megabytes in my DDR3. So I've got 8 gigs of memory. That doesn't seem right. I should have two 16 gigabyte sticks, which would give me 32 gigabytes, which would be more than 8,000 megabytes. Oh well, I'm not that worried about it. AI tweak AI tweaker, which I have no idea what that means. Well, guys, you officially have pissed Kendra off. Way to go. She's in the hospital. She's got some blood stuff going on. I'm not 100% sure why. She's not lying to me. She's really in the hospital. Like, I really know she's in the hospital. And she's really sick, and she's got to have surgery tomorrow. So as much as I don't want to give her the benefit of the time, I do feel really bad, though. I mean, it was still somebody I cared a lot about who's going through something really scary, so I do feel bad. Don't worry, I won't ever let it get back to what it was. But I'm just simply saying, I feel like you guys out there have to understand that enough to know that, regardless of how things end with people at times, you still have some form of care for that person. Yeah, I might be upset with how things went with us and how they ended with us, but at the same time, I don't ever truly wish anything too horribly bad to this girl. And now knowing that she's got a whole bunch of health issues and she's in the hospital for them and stuff, it makes me feel really bad. She is now upset due to the fact that she can't say anything on the stream without everybody being up her ass. So she just messaged me saying, I'll never watch any of your content again. Apparently I'm no longer wanted or welcome or wanted. And it's and half of it's well, I mean, you kind of put yourself into that position. And then the other half is I mean, I do feel bad. I mean, I'm a nice guy, I sound and I make myself seem like I'm an asshole. But for the most part, I am a nice person. I do have feelings. I do have feelings and stuff for people, even if I don't make it seem like I do. So I can what's the point of upping my voltage? Like, does anybody understand why if my DRAM, what would be the advantages to upping my RAM voltage? Or what's the point of upping my CPU voltage? Like, I feel like all that stuff is stuff I shouldn't do, being as my computer hasn't been working right to begin with. But like, it's just one of those things where now that I'm sitting here and I have the ability to actually change it, it's like, but why would I? Like, what does that actually do that makes me like that would make it like, oh man, that's gonna make this 10 times better? Wait, PCI, that's what I'm plugged into. Yeah, so wait. PCI spread spectrum. What does that mean? Man, I don't understand anything. I'm a computer guy, but I'm only a computer guy to a point. Oh, but yeah, so I don't know. It's actually as weird as it is. I restarted the computer and it came on, and now it's working. Like, it hasn't given me any problems. So I'm like, what's different now than was before? Um, I'm just trying to think if there's anything I could physically change on here to make it so maybe my graphics card doesn't run as hard, or something like that. Like, I really don't know. CPU fan speed is like 3,000 RPMs, which is really not that fast. I could make it faster, but I'm not really sure how to make it faster. Oh shit! Wait, can I change the turbo? Whoa, whoa! I just changed my CPU fan speed to turbo, and now I'm getting numbers around the 10,000 RPM range. That's a big jump. That's a big old jump. That is that right there, boy. Oh shit. Yeah, see, I set it to manual, and now it's like, what do you want your upper temperature and your lower temperature to be? And it's like, I don't know. So I'll just send it back to turbo, because CPU has never been giving me no problems. So I'm not really worried too much about cranking up my CPU fan to turbo. And but see, now I'm scared because I feel like the moment I shut this computer off, it's just gonna die. Like, like it's never gonna come back on. All right, good night, Holly. I have to be ending the stream anyways as well. Plus now my computer is working, and I feel like I need to do everything in my power to try to figure out how to make it so it doesn't fucking die on me again. Because evidently it's working just fine now, but I don't know why it's working fine now, whereas tomorrow it probably won't work. So anyways, everybody have a good night. I hope everybody enjoyed. If you like this video, a like would be much appreciated. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing to help us get even that much closer to our subscriber count that we're going for. And if you're already part of the channel, you could share the video and show other people how exciting it was to watch this random ass stream where I really did very little planting of plants inside of planting plant planters. But that's what the name of the stream was called, because that's what we were trying to do. I love your faces. I will see you tomorrow for either an early stream, or for a or you won't see me at all because I'll be working. But regardless, you will see videos. I will have videos posted tonight and or tomorrow that I have to upload anyways. So I hope you guys enjoyed them. I love your faces. I hope you had a good time. And I hope you have a good day tomorrow. And I hope you have a good day on Thursday. And if I don't see you on either of those days, I will see you guys on Friday. Have a good night, and I will see you then.